Expedition 33 is one of the best games I think I've ever played, and I just want to talk about it in a chill, laid-back, spoiler-free way today. I finished it this weekend. It's kind of broken me at this point because I don't even know what to play. I don't even know what to think. It's one of those once-in-a-decade kind of games that has left me just reeling with how good it is. I stalled so hard right before the end. I didn't want to finish the story. I didn't want to roll credits. It was that fun. And I'm so happy that there's a bunch of post-game content to now go and explore. Debating a new game plus run, it's like all I can think about. But at the same time, too, I need a break because it is just such a powerful experience. I went into it thinking it was just going to be French Final Fantasy X, and now I'm debating, is it on the top 10 list of all time? It's my game of the year, no doubt. I cannot imagine anything else releases this year that comes even close to it. It's one of the most beautiful worlds and narratives I've experienced, with some of the best music I've ever heard in a game. A few of the boss battle themes I have on repeat on YouTube over and over again. We're talking the hypest of the hype, and some of the most insane, incredible artwork, again, I have seen in a game. I was pretty worried with the trailers, like that busy Unreal Engine 5 kind of art style that we often see with UE5 games. But as soon as you dig into it and you learn more about the world, it's perfect. It's gorgeous. It's haunting. It's one of those kind of perfect games where every single component of it, from the gameplay, the art, the music, the story, has so much passion and creativity behind it. It's so authentically built that it makes it one of those once-in-a-generation kind of games. It's so flippin' good that I'm having a really hard time finding anything else to play, or even really knowing what to do. So, my background, I grew up playing JRPGs like Final Fantasy VII, Legend of Dragoon. Final Fantasy X is my favorite game of all time. That one really left its mark on me. Loved the story, loved the gameplay. It was a perfect game for me. Not for everyone, but ever since 10, the Final Fantasy series, which was always like the big mainline JRPG one that I feel like most non-JRPG fans were aware of and played, just haven't messed with turn-based for the most part. We had Final Fantasy X-2, which actually super sick combat system, by the way. But Final Fantasy 12, funky kind of gambit system where you built a sort of AI for your party to use, and it was kind of like an auto battler. If you had the gambit set up correctly, you really didn't have to do much. They would just fight and win. Final Fantasy 13 dumbed it down substantially, but had a few cool concepts. Definitely did it better in 13 too, but again, still wasn't that kind of classic turn-based. 11 was an MMO, 14 was an MMO, 15 was like hold X and your characters attack and do backflips, and so it was this sort of action kind of hybrid system, but again, not turn-based. 16, similar. Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, pretty similar, although I will say Rebirth, the combat system is pretty cool in that one, but for a long time, the mainline Final Fantasies just told fans, the world doesn't want turn-based anymore, we're not going to pursue it, it's just not viable. And I will say it's not a fair thing to just note, like, we didn't have turn-based games for a long time. You had the Persona series, Octopath Traveler, Sea of Stars, there's like a handful of others that still continue to make really cool turn-based systems. Then you have Expedition 33 just come onto the scene. And they take elements from Octopath Traveler, like the little ability charge point system. You take the turn-based system with the cool, like, turn order thing from Final Fantasy X. You bring in parries from Dark Souls. You bring in this cool dodge mechanic. So many elements from a bunch of different games, and yet it's super original. It's wonderful. The gameplay is so satisfying. So many elements of games that I love put into one, but deployed in their own way so well. And that's what I'm missing. The feeling of learning a boss's pattern and just parrying everything. Now, I won't lie. By the midpoint of the game or the late point of the game, especially if you're underleveled and you have to rely on the parrying, a lot of it comes down to memorizing the attack pattern from the enemy. Similar to like Elden Ring and Shadow the Erd Tree. Lots of fake out attacks in this game. Like it is hilarious. Some of the later bosses will do the biggest bait ever to get you to parry early. And a lot of it comes down to learning the 7 or 8 attacks that the boss is going to do and memorizing it and pressing it at the right time. It's still very satisfying, but you're just redoing the fight over and over to learn those patterns. There's no like restart the fight option. You can load your previous save, but a restart the battle would have been pretty nice and pretty easy. I'm not disliking it. I think it's a fantastic mechanic, but it is something that may not sit with everybody. And parries in general, like I think are getting pretty overplayed in most games at this point. There's a very skillful way to deploy it, and I think Expedition 33, since it is so heavily built around it, it makes sense, but we are getting to a point where I think parry fatigue is going to become something talked about. The pacing of the story is brilliant. I'm not going to talk about it. I think if you want to play it, you just got to go play it. Go in blind. Finish it. Get through the whole thing. And let it just sit with you. But now here we are. The game's done and I don't know what to do. It's left me with a bit of a black hole. This was an experience, a once in a decade kind of game. And I've been picking up a few things, right? I tried Haste. That game's awesome, by the way. It's over on Steam. It's on sale. I don't know, it's like $5 off or whatever. It's this amazing kind of runner style game where you have to land on the backside of these slopes, and if you land it just right, you build up momentum. It's incredible. So fun. I have loved that. Don't get me wrong. But then I booted up Hi-Fi Rush, and that game's amazing too. Don't get me wrong, but I get 30 minutes into a session, and I just don't really feel like playing. Maybe it's burnout. I don't know. Like, have any of you finished one of those Mount Everest kind of games? One of those top 10? And then you just sort of don't know what to do. It's not like these games I'm playing are bad. Maybe I need a small break. I will say, there's two kind of things with gaming. Sometimes when I'm super stressed out, gaming's wonderful, and it's like a really nice escape. But then also, sometimes when I'm super stressed out, gaming doesn't feel relaxing. Like, I have a hard time in the last 10 years allowing myself to relax and recharge. And I don't know why. If you watch the channel for the last, we're almost halfway through the year, I guess, 6 months. The start of the year, I was like way in the productivity world. Like I was trying to have good routine and goals and all this stuff. And I did fairly well during the first quarter of the year, setting goals and hitting them. But the second quarter has been a total flip. I have some goals and I'm sticking to a routine, but I'm way more loosey-goosey. And I've never really been able to stick with those high productivity seasons for that long. I either just burn out or I don't like it. It doesn't fit who I am. And so when you play a game like this that is that good, are you craving something like it? Do you want another mega epic experience? Do we need some palate cleansers? I have no idea. And now I'm rambling. So I'm going to end the video here. Great game. What a year. I'm so excited. And if anyone is like, gaming's the worst, gaming is dead, there's nothing good anymore, there's more good games out there to play right now than ever. You just have to dig a little deeper. I'm so pumped. What a sweet experience. I hope we're going to get more like this, and I can't wait to see what Sandfall does next. Hats off, awesome game. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you again very soon.